I'm here after a major yikes. Is that the time? I'm on time. Had to rush around, had to set up. It's Thursday, by the way, 27th, I think. Fast approaching the end of July and into August. Classically, a summer month. I'm not quite sure if we've had the summer. Anyway, I'm here on the balcony. So far, so good. It was incredibly grey yesterday, as per the picture I posted up probably just 10 minutes ago. So there was no wind this morning on the balcony, and suddenly there is. So and there's a bit of planeage going on as well. So it's going to be blustery, windy, and noisy possibly. All right, Andy. You're on holiday. What are you doing? Anything? How are you spending your holiday? It's Bex o'clock. It's Bex o'clock. It's true. Oh, Andy. Oh, Andy, actually. Yeah, well, it's just you and I. Yeah, we really do need to catch up. There's some things I need to show you, talk to you about. You've arranged a flyover. Have you got one of those signs saying Bex o'clock? Bex, we love you, something like being pulled by a plane. What do you call them? You know, when they fly across with those notes in the sky. Or maybe we could. Oh, are you? Is that what you're doing? Oh, interesting. Yes, oh yes, I can talk to you about all things that. Confirming referral forms, Andrew, is what's going on at the moment. Oh, Maddie, all right, come in, Maddie. Give me some good news, Maddie, can you? Tell me something that's going to sound better than all the stuff I've heard this morning at work. Yes, indeed. Oh, Ken, all right, come on in. The sun is out. Yeah, it's the opposite to where I am. It started really sunny and calm, and now it's blustery and grey. And my dad's going to arrive any minute to take me back to have an HQ, because there's still train disruption today. Dull and damp, says Ken. Bolt's arrived. You need a tea towel, folks. Don't you? As displayed over my neck. What have I got for you today? Might have a couple of new moves. Not really new moves. New application of moves. Should we say that? Because we've all moved. We've moved everything, I think, in these 28 months. We've moved everything in many different ways. But you know, there's always something, whether you change the range or the pace, the position that you're doing it in, that you're moving in. I think I've got two new things. Two new applications of moves, I think I have. Thanks for the wave, Vivian. And if you're wondering, it's really, really quiet. There's no Rupert. There's no little furry thing to bark at me at the minute. I'm Rupertless. Rupertless, indeed. 2 minutes to go, is it? Something like that. Oh, and as well as being Rupertless, just to say, I'm carless. I am completely carless, and I feel quite liberated by it. Since I met with Philip Schofield last week with WeBuyAnyCar.com, I'm very much enjoying being without four wheels. Whether or not that's going to pan out in the winter, I don't know. I am on the lookout, but I'm all carred out. I had a couple of days of it and then I gave up, so I don't want to do this anymore. I really don't want to do this anymore. And I've got lots of travel coming up to Scotland, to Devon, to Iceland. So I'm going to wait for all that to be done with, and then I reckon I'll start getting my head around car thoughts about October. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. And all that came from me saying I was Rupertless, because I'm carless as well. Carlos, is Carlos coming? Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Delete's appropriate. Thank you, Super G. Thank you, Judge George. How did the judging go yesterday? Actually, that did make me giggle a bit. The thought of Judge George. Was it gardening stuff you were judging, George? Can't remember. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beckstown Later Life Training. I've got some circ boost for you. I've got some tea towel snaps and hold. I've got some single leg push and balance, and I've got here on my notes absorb feet, hand cranks and long arm tea towel stretching. Ready? You don't have to have long arms for this one. It's just doesn't matter how long your arms are, you can still do it. All right, Red Rita. Okie dokes. I've had another change of balcony configuration. Came back to the old way. The old way is always the best. Oh, it's very bright. Ready, steady, circ boost. Ooh, just a little bit of upward diag, I think. There we go. Hands to support if you'd like. Weight even across both feet. Extra uplift. Have a breath. Get going. If you can hear, if you're stompy and stampy and you can hear that, can you use the range of motion through your ankles and feet to remove the sound and roll through the feet? So if you can hear that, can you do something about that? So it's just absorbing that range, working from the ball of the foot through to the heels and back again. Keep the knees fairly low. All this is on uplift, and then add in the other bits and bobs. Turn to face the sun if you want. Extra growth when you turn to face the sun, all on the go, or you might want to take it for a walk, or you might want to fix up the legs and then go slower and bigger on the top end. Just a flurry of movement, whatever you've been doing this morning. It's just a break out of that routine, get some lift into your supporting parts, focus on movement just for 10 minutes or so, and then go back to your day. That's what a movement snack is all about. Just spend some time. Check out of the task in hand, check out of the thoughts of getting things done, and check into how you're sat, how you're stood, how you're moving, how you're breathing. Just give your body just a moment of your time. Ankles, feet and toes, on the low lift if you want. Everything moving as smoothly as is possible for you. Take rests and frequent breaks as and when you need. Any amount of fidgeting, any of the fidgets that we did yesterday, you could crowbar those in now as well. And I think we're ready for the moves I have selected for you today. Starting with tea towel, snaps and hold. We've done this before. I'm going to add some extra things. So we've got reliable grip. So I've got the whole of my palm fist grip, and I'm going to add a hold, and the hold brings in some extra activity and load through the wrists. So tea towel snaps we've done before. In sit or stand, you choose. Have a comfortable grip on the tea towel. You might want it a bit fatter. That might make it more comfortable for your grip. It really doesn't matter, it just needs to feel comfortable. You're in a handlebar grip, look, so you've got firm wrists. I'm not there, and I'm not there, I'm there, so firm around here. And keep it comfortably low, shoulders down, and we go, there's the snaps, but we're going to go snap, snap, hold. So snap, snap, hold, and just, oh crikey, I think a bird's just fallen out the tree. The hold is where we have that sustained muscle activity, that sustained grip. And that is directly replicated to life, isn't it? Sometimes we need quick reactions to hold things, and sometimes we need to grip over time. So snap, snap, hold, and then release. Wherever there's anything grippy or holdy or tensiony, also focus on the let go, on the release, maintain your usual breathing and breath. Keep this firm, fixed wrist position. This is significant also. Snap, snap, hold, and then release. sit or stand. And then we can play around with the positioning of that. So we can go snaps up, hold. We can go palms up, snaps up, hold. You can either go snaps up, hold. I mean, the options are endless. Because in daily life we need to grip and grab and carry and hold and fix in a whole range of positions. So just take your snaps up, hold in a few different directions if you'd like. Then have a pause, have a switch off, have a decompress, have a slump. Use the rests and recoveries in between the active bits, so you're coming in and out of activity. The rests are significant. They offer periods of time for the muscles to recover and rest, and then we go again. So that is your tea towel snap snap holds. Okay, coming for a standing one, a balancy one. I say balance, strength and balance come hand in hand, or leg in leg. So have a look at this one. Have some external support close to hand, and your stance leg, your standing leg, is the one nearest the support. Okay, so we're going to have a play around with weight transfer shift. So we're going to combine some balance with some strength. Have some support, start with your hand on. So we're going to go for a wide step, and this is where, if I turn sideways here, this is where the ankle range comes into play. It absorbs and helps landing. So we're going to push into and then come back to wide base. So you're pushing comfortably up onto that single leg, and when you come up onto there, high out of the hip here, keep the knee a little bit soft, and my support is right here. So you're pushing into the support, use it if you want to, and then watch my foot here, absorb slowly. So we've got push, absorb slowly. You can keep contact, it can be there if you want it to, or you can either have it in front of you. So it might be push up and then absorb back. But this is a significant type of movement. It's kind of how we shift and change the feet and the legs constantly. We've got some extra strength going on in the hip here. I'm going to use this support now there, and then it's up to you how long you want to stay in that balanced position there. So we're combining some strength, some bit of ankle power there on the go as well. We've got the control for the landing, which is all part and part of reactive steps. It can be as wide or as narrow as you want it to be, but you're going to have to work harder, of course, the wider it is. Use this support. Have it to the front of you, here, if you want it to, there. So that is your, what did I call those? Push to balance. Push to balance, back to base. Keep your hand on that support. Feel that. I mean, it should feel quite fluid and comfortable. And then you can play around with when you come up and when you come down. It's actually quite a nice fidget one as well. Use external supports, folks. You can kind of modulate how much of a balance challenge you want, and it's always makes sense to skill what you're doing with loads of external support. So get that movement locked into the brain, and the more confident you feel over time, you can have less support. In seated, it's not quite going to apply. We can't really weight shift through our feet in a chair in the same way. We can weight shift through the buttocks here, and that may involve the legs. So if legs are involved in your seated movement snack today, take them slightly wider. So use those incremental steps there, and then you can push up onto one buttock, heel is up, back to base there. And you can also bring in a functional reach on that. So the wider the base of support, the more stable technically you're going to be. So you've got your hip shifting with your leg lifting. and then come back to hip width. Okay, all in together now on a tea towel and sit or stand. Back on upper limb, hand cranks back on grip. Again, make a choice about how skinny you want your grip to be, or tea towel or double it. Now we're on sustained work, so I've got my wrists are firm again. This time I've got a bit of an outward press, and there's the hand cranks. And because I've got that outward tension through the band, you're going to feel this more in your shoulders also. If you want to, you can again change direction of the arms and of the crank itself and the pace. The slower and the more tension you apply, of course, you're going to fatigue quicker. And something like this, something that has a lot of tension with quite a small range of motion, you're going to feel this on the shoulders quite soon. So that's usual. That's why we stop out, have a pause. It happens with life. If we're in life, we're doing stuff up here, you'll start to feel your shoulders will become tired very quickly. As soon as you come down a bit, have a bit of a fidget, we recover, don't we? And then we go again. So that the hand cranks, just a few of those, and you'll start to feel that in your shoulders. Stop, pause, have a switch off, and go again. What else have we got? Okay. The last one is a shoulder range one. So after doing fairly small range of motion moves, this one is about a slower and a bigger range of motion. Pick a range of motion that's comfortable for you. Sit or stand, it's the same. I'm going to use kind of a shoulder width, a light grip this time. It's not a big squeeze. I'm using the tea towel to just give me direction. So it's an away and a lift, and I'm kind of just ease up, stretching and slowly down this way. And then, if you have space in the chair, pass one end behind, and then create there. So behind me, I'm in this position there, and then from there, lifting through the chest and just ease to a position that's comfortable for you, and then return, and then come back round to the front, push away, slow, slow, slow. Take a deep breath in, exhale on the way down, release one, go back to retrieve it, start low, and then just ease. It might just be here, you might be able to go a bit further. So we're moving into the kind of stretchier position type themes as we do in the 4 p.m. Away and up, slow, 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 slow. While you're here, if you want to, have a bit of a scarf wave. Come down the short way or the long way, it's entirely up to you. And then again on the back end. It depends what kind of chair you're in as to how much room and space you have, but it essentially assists a bigger stretch of the chest, but also the front of the shoulders. Slow, 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 remember, on any of these stretchier positions. Okie dokes, ready for the recap. The first one was pick the width of the tea towel that's most comfortable for your grip. Snap, snap, hold with a couple of seconds of extra tension. Snap, snap, hold in different directions and positions. That's just snap, snap, hold. Maintain your usual breathing on anything snappy and tensiony. Use the rests so that you can feel comfortable to go again. The second one was single leg push to balance. You're pushing into, when I say push, it's a controlled push. You have lots of external support close to hand, and you're pushing up to balance position and then controlling back. So you've got some ankle shift and push here, into balance, take a hold, and down again. Again, pushing in towards the support. If you don't want support, don't use it. So it's about lift and hold, absorb back. So we're getting our reactive steps. We've got some hip strength type activity here, supporting the body weight on one leg from two legs. Weight shift is life. Shifting the weight from one leg to the other, adapting to obstacles and terrains is life, isn't it? Then we had hand cranks, pick your position, skinny or thick, hand cranks, different directions, different positions. Again, lots of frequent rests in between. And the last one was the long arm, stretch your position. Even if you've got short arms, you can do this one. It's slow, complete change now of pace and range. So slow out. This is a light grip now, not a tug. There's the lift. Take a bit of a scarf wave if you want to, either the short way down or the long way down, and the same then to the rear. There, and ease. Slow, slow, slow as you go. That's it. All of that, folks, in 15 minutes. How's about that? Kaus, did you get my message this morning? Kaus, are you in tomorrow? Kaus is here. Happy holidays, Kaus. Sorry, just to say that first. And I think you're going to see Kaus at some point tomorrow, and we haven't decided yet whether it's going to be the noon or the 4. But Clevs is in the mix tomorrow. Hurrah! You get all three of us, and there might be a change of timings for tomorrow. But listen out for that. Rightio, that's it. Have a good one, folks. Thank you for your messages. Thanks for your engagement and interest and interactions and support and all those things. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't quite know when. You'll see me tomorrow. Don't quite know when. You'll see Kaus tomorrow. Don't quite know when. And you'll see Dave in the morning. And then he's off to Corfu. Bye for now.